Okay, so I think we should be live now. Hello, everybody in the stream. If you can give us a thumbs up if you can hear us, let us know what the audio is like. I've turned the music in the background off this week because we had a few people saying they didn't like that, so we're going to experiment with no music in the background. The only problem is my computer whirs a little bit, so you might hear that. So, anyway, welcome Joe to the stream. If you want to just say something so they can hear your audio.
What's going on, guys? How is everyone today? How has your Christmas been?
I thought you was going to break into ho 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 then for a second. Ho ho ho! Joe's here. How's everyone? Can you hear us? Give us some thumbs up in the chat if you can hear. All
I know
good.
there's about a minute delay. I've seen that.
Yeah, mine was good. I don't know if you're
It's
talking
in my
to
mug. I
us.
just saw it pop up on the screen. My mug's actually
Whirring's good.
it's me. That's actually me. I got it printed last year for Christmas for Lauren. This was one of her presents last year.
Wow.
Picture of me winning a fight.
You should get two little, you know those little plastic hands you can buy, the little tiny ones?
Yeah.
You should get them and stick them on like where your arms end on the mug. So you got like little hands like sticking out. No music, much better. Both all good on audio. Perfect, because I turned Joe up preemptively today. So yeah, how many people do we have in so far today? We've just 37 people already. We've just started. Welcome everybody. We didn't really have a main topic today, so we just kind of threw this one together. Christmas sales during a pandemic. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Yeah, because that's quite interesting. Can't find thumbs up. We'll do this. That's the middle finger bait. That's a little bit different to a thumbs up, but we'll go with it. Thank you though. Welcome everyone to the stream first of all. Hopefully everyone is doing good. Did you want to start, Joe? Got any questions or topics you want to start with?
I'd like to start
around
how everybody else has done over Christmas, to be honest. I feel like we've got mixed results between us. Just want to see how everybody else has done, what they've excelled in.
You throwing it straight back out there.
Sorry?
You throwing the question straight back out there to the viewers.
Yeah, totally. I kind of feel like I want to see what everybody else's experiences is. Obviously, we've had a little chat, which we'll discuss a little bit more about that. But I want to see what everybody else done this Christmas, how everybody else done in Q4 sales. Did they hit a peak? Did they get off their feet? And if not, why do they think this has happened this year? I personally think that obviously because of lockdown and because there's a lot more resellers, there's a lot more people to buy from. So obviously you're going to be making less sales because there's more people to satisfy, if that makes sense.
Yeah, more people selling and probably less people buying towards the last month of the year. I had a really good November during the second lockdown. We had that month, right, where we went back into lockdown. I had a really good month that month. I think everyone was panicking that the shops weren't going to reopen, so they did all of the, Christmas shopping online early. And I think like the December rush kind of happened the month before this year, which is kind of strange. But yeah, I had a really big bump in November, and then December was kind of just like any other month for like the first week or two, and then like the third week or week before Christmas it literally died out. As soon as those shops like were back open, the sales just went straight down, and to be honest, the last week or so I've basically done hardly anything. Probably back to where I was about 5 or 6 months ago in terms of sales, but hopefully that will go back up in the new year. But yeah, I think November was the December of years before.
We've got a bit of mixed results in the chat. We've got Russell, wait, which one is it? Smith Russ, amazing sales since the 1st of November. Be Lucky says sales were quiet over Christmas, last 2 days back to normal. Ems has been on and off. Nothing week 4 Xmas, still very bad. And B Max said nothing the week of Christmas, and it's still very bad.
I would agree with that. Yeah, I've had about that same experience. To be honest, I'm not going to come out here and say I've had an amazing December, because it's probably been the worst month of this year since I've been full time, to be honest. But last month was amazing, so swings and roundabouts, I guess. Jill says she tested positive last week, but she had flu symptoms instead of the regular COVID
There's
symptoms.
a new strand, isn't there?
Yeah. I think the main symptoms to COVID is no symptoms, right?
Are you tier
I
4?
think, yeah. I think that most people that have had COVID didn't even know they've had it. So, if you've had cold symptoms, you're probably more likely to know you've had it than. To be honest, I might have had it. I was really sick like January, like all of a sudden one night I got like bad fever.
It wasn't too like we didn't really have COVID in January, did we?
Well, they're saying that it actually like was in the country like from the end of last year,
Really?
but obviously it was just a really slow burner to start with. So I'm thinking like, because I had like one or two, I was like one night, I think it was just one night, I just had like proper bad like cold, hot, constantly. Like I couldn't sleep for like a whole day. It was really bad. But then like the next day I was fine. So maybe I had it for like a day. I don't know, and my body fought it off. But could
I,
be, maybe not. Might have just been a 24-hour thing back then. But I've been fine since then. So
I got stomach ache because I ate too much at Christmas. Here's a good point here though. Skillets just said sales in the UK have been poor. Europe was excellent. That could be something to do with it as well. Obviously, sales in December could have dropped off because of obviously I don't know if everybody else got the VAT scare email from Austria
nah,
via
I,
email in
I did get that. Why it come through in not English though?
yeah it come through in Austrian.
Yeah.
It was telling us to like register for VAT in Austria and stuff like that. I think that probably something to do with obviously making a deal with the European Union with our Brexit.
Thought you
That
had the
could
flu. Yeah.
have affected sales, maybe. I'm not too sure.
I think I don't know because it depends what you're selling for a start. Like mainly, I've been focusing on entertainment stuff, which you would think would do really well. So that's why I'm kind of leaning towards people just did their shop during the lockdown in November, and then obviously after that, people returned back to the high street and kind of forgot about us here on old eBay. Um,
See, I disagree with that. I really do. I genuinely do. I think eBay's been massive. I don't know if you've got Spotify Premium. I don't. I refuse to pay for it. But Spotify's advertising eBay. Everybody, YouTube's advertising eBay. Might be because of what I search, but a lot of things are advertising eBay. Go sell on eBay. In fact, TV as well. Go sell on eBay. I really think they've done a massive push with their campaign, and they've probably got a lot more sellers on there. And
you
I
think they should be advertising come buy on eBay instead of come sell on eBay?
I think no. I think that really over Christmas people have been selling on eBay to make money to pay for Christmas.
Yeah.
So I think the people who have been selling over Christmas might not be selling now.
Yeah, the one advert I saw was that couple in the living room. They couldn't fit their TV on the wall because it had like a weird like jigsaw puzzle bit stuck on the back of it. Did you see that?
Yeah.
You've had 6 GSP sales since Tuesday. Nice. Can't wait for International Post to start again. Yeah, well, what was it 31st? We're officially out of the EU, so we're going to have to start printing those C22 labels, declaration labels.
Of what's in our parcels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's going to be interesting.
Unless you do obviously GSP.
Yeah, I'm actually in the middle of making a video about GSP. I think a lot of people rely too heavily on GSP in my opinion, but there we go. That will be left for the video.
I do use GSP. I think.
Oh, I use GSP as well.
They overcharge for small items and they undercharge for big items. That's what I see really.
Yeah. I only sell on eBay, but 2021 I plan to add another platform. Yeah, I'm going to be doing. A lot of people ask me for my Instagram. I have no Instagram. I'm going to be jumping on Instagram in 2021, trying to build that. Because I think Instagram can be good. I've never done Instagram, but I think it can be good to drive direct sales to specific items as well as direct views to YouTube videos when you post them.
Russell is on it there. Russell Sandridge there says obviously you've just read that one out. Only selling on eBay, but 2021 plan to add another platform. I think that's quite an important thing as well, to diversify, put your eggs into separate baskets.
Yeah, that's true.
Because if one does collapse, you've always got a backup. And I personally don't really want to sell on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah. I've had 2 sales to Italy. Has eBay switched off GSP? Switched it off in terms of they've disabled it for everyone currently? I don't think so.
No, they haven't. I made a sale yesterday through GSP.
You might just have another option on your thing direct. You should check that. Because if you're set up with non-GSP as well, and you have like domestic postage prices in your international setup, you're going to lose loads of money. So just make sure you check that in case that's...
I do have both. I have GSP as an option, and I offer to sell any large letter within Europe.
Yeah.
We're in Europe for £4.
Yeah. It's typical. Shipping is half price and free pickup. Yeah, and the sales have gone right down. Imagine if we had half price in November. I probably would have saved like £200 on shipping last month if we had the 50% off.
I saved hundreds of pounds in December because of the half price. I really have, and I've really maximized it as well. And I've made contacts with Hermes, UPS, Parcel Force, DPD, all know where my warehouse is now. I'm planning to build outside area where I can actually leave parcels to stay dry, and parcels could be dropped off. But I've built a relationship with those couriers over December, which is going to help me throughout the year, I think. So I won't ever have to go to the post office again. I won't ever have to go drop off at Hermes again. They'll just turn up, pick it up from where it is, leave my receipt there. I think that's
I kept seeing a light flickering in my room. It's this lava lamp. It's like it's not been on long enough to be like fully lava yet, so it keeps on.
You should have a little like bar just behind you and just have them literally lined up behind you.
Well, I have like 8 or 9 lava lamps, but I can't have them all plugged in at once because to be honest, it makes the camera look terrible if you have 7 different color lights going at once.
Wow, we've got 60 people in the chat.
That's mental. Thank you everyone for tuning in today. I do appreciate it. Someone else said they had the same. They had GSP on, but buyers asking for postage cost. If you have the option outside of Europe, people can contact you for shipping costs. That might be what that is. I have it set up so people in Australia, USA, and somewhere else, maybe Japan or something, they can purchase an item and then message you for the postage cost, or they can preemptively ask you what it's going to cost, and then when they purchase it, you can add it onto the invoice. Which is good.
Does that take you a long time out the post office? I know when I'm selling to Russia, obviously the language is a lot. Like, I mean, none of the letters are anything near what
you can Google Translate a Russian postcode. It will translate it direct into English.
All I do is I copy and print straight onto a label printer. I print out a label with this because I'm not going to be able to write what's written on there.
But do you not just go through like click and drop and then just pay for your postage?
I can do no, I don't. I take it into the shop. I pay for the postage in the shop because I don't know how to do international postage online.
wait, really?
But then
you don't know how to do that?
No, I don't. I take all of my parcels that go through raw mail, which is only large letters now. Take all of them into the post office, and they'll keep them to scan and everything, and then the ones that I have to pay for, I'll stand there and we'll work out the country and everything, and then send it off.
All you have to do is go to Google and type in click and drop, and then
in between. I'll probably get one a week or something like that. So it's really a big issue for me, that one.
The one thing I hate about eBay right now, and I wish they would fix it for next year, or if that is even possible to fix, is when you have an international parcel and you go to like Packlink and it's just like you can't buy postage here. Like if it's outside of domestic country, it's so annoying. I don't understand why, like Hermes offer an international on their website. Why can't that be integrated somehow? or Royal Mail. They do international. Why does it not let you do that on the?
Yeah.
It's so frustrating. Like you have to go outside and do all of that. It's like it's kind of annoying to get a foreign, like when you have like 20 parcels to do and 6 of them are like in France. You're like, now I have to go do 6 on click and drop. Or
But also, when you have an item over over 10 kilos, that is a pain to get off through eBay. I always go past, even now it's the half price, because I don't trust the overweight, underweight payments, and no overweight payments. I don't trust them at all, especially UPS. I always do it through, if it's over 9.5 kilos, it goes through Parcel to Go, probably Parcel Force.
Yeah. I love the lamps. Do you collect them or are they for sale? I do collect lava lamps, yeah. When I find them, I pick them up for myself. GSP is disabled for France, Germany, and Spain, and a few other currently. It's confirmed by eBay. That's probably because we've been like locked out, wasn't it? Like 2 days, there were like no traffic in between the countries or whatever. I presume that's why that's happened. Excuse me, because they got rid of all like the lorries as well, and all the lorry drivers were like stuck in Dover and stuff. So, welcome everybody to the stream. If you're just joining, how's everyone doing? Hopefully everyone had a good Christmas. Just generally Christmas is a good one, hopefully, and on eBay as well, or wherever else that you sell. Like I was saying earlier, my sales were a bit trash in December, but November was really good, so that's interesting to see that happen, because obviously normally December's like the really good month, but
I do think that, yeah, I had to force sales. I really had to force sales to get a good month.
Yeah, you did the auctions, didn't you, at the end?
I've done my auctions, like, so people could get last minute deals for Christmas. Yeah. So I did fantastic with that. And whatever, actually, to be honest with you, what I had left over, yeah, we're doing something cool with that. Hopefully that works out.
How's everyone done on getting everything to their customers in time for Christmas? Has everything arrived? Have you guys checked everything's got there in time? Because I had and how many messages did you get on December the 25th? I had 2. I had someone. It was actually a viewer bought 3 watches from me, and he wanted to return them all. And he'd sent them all back in one package rather than 3 separate ones, which is fine because I saved money on the return. But only one of them had been refunded. So he messaged me asking me about that. So that was one message I had, which is now sorted out. And the other one was... I can't remember what it was. I had one other message. I forgot now. I need to go back and check that just in case it's something I need to sort out. But yeah, I had 2 messages on Christmas, which was great. So that was annoying. Oh no, that was what it was. Someone bought... I had a Kodak kids camera. It was like a blue thing like this. It was like this big rectangle. It was up for like £5 or something. It clearly stated in the title, condition, and the description that it's fully working but needs new film. Does not come with any film. So I sent it out. She sends me this message. Hi, this is broken. There's no film. I was like, okay, it's working. You just need to buy some film. She was like, oh, okay, what film do I need? So I went on Google, I checked the names, copied it, pasted it to her. This is the film that you need. Didn't hear anything for 2 days. Get another message. Hi, can you let me know what film I need for this camera? Otherwise, I have to send it back. I was like, okay. So I went to Google again. I copied the film name, sent it to her because it's like a specific one that fits. And I didn't hear anything. And then Christmas Day, a claim has been opened. Item not as described. Hi, sorry, can't use this. Didn't come with film. I'm like, obviously eBay auto accepts the return. I'm just like, you know what? If you're gonna be like that, just send it back. I don't care. It's like £5, whatever.
When it comes back, do you plan to pursue the case? Are you gonna just refund them?
Over £5? No, because you only get so many times where you can do the 50% thing before they stop you from doing that. So I'm going to save that for
reporting the buyer for open and return under an illegitimate reason.
I got to ring eBay anyway because there's a few things I need to talk to you about. So I'll probably mention that case, and they might put a note down on their account, and they'll be able to read all the messages. Like, there's nothing. She didn't message and say, "Look, it's broken." She messaged and said that it doesn't come with film, which I quite clearly said in the thing. So, and then she opened
not as described, especially when it is as described.
Yeah.
A few of them this year, and one of them, which really, it's only a £10 sale. It's not a big sale. It's just irritating. It was a jug, okay, and it's a vintage jug, glass jug, and I sold it. I sold it for a tenner, and it got posted to them, and they said, "Hello, where's the mixer? It's supposed to come with this jug." It is supposed to come with it. I never described it with it. I described it as just the jug, but the set when you buy it, it's like from the 60s. It's a glass jug. It's got a measuring up the side, and it's got a metal mixer to mix whatever you put in there. Sorry, I never described it as with a mixer. And there's no mixer in the pictures. I literally described it as a vintage jug. They opened then they went on about it's like selling a car with no wheels. Like, no, it's not like selling a car with no wheels. It's like selling a jug
without a mixer.
So that really irritated me. And then they did open the return item not as described, and it turned up in a poly bag. And I'm on about a glass jug, and it survived the journey. It was wrapped in bubble, but it turned up in a poly bag, and I was fuming about it. So I went to all lengths to give them minimum back as I could, because it really irritated me that was allowed to happen, and that they described it as selling the car with no wheels. It's got enough. Do you know what I mean? It's a jug.
I mean, if you described the car without wheels, then you're buying a car without wheels, you know?
Yeah, I literally described it as a jug. I can't even, it was, yeah.
Hope you both had a good Christmas. I did. Oh, I have a question. When people cook their Christmas dinner and you do stuffing, do you put sausage meat in your stuffing? Yes or no?
Yes.
I want this in the chat, because there's someone that I know that refuses to put sausage meat in their stuffing, and it drives me mad.
Are they a vegetarian?
Nope. They cook sausage meat separate and have it on a plate separate.
I know but I've seen it happen. Yeah, I've seen it. I mean, you know, I'm a chef. I've been asked for.
It's a disgrace.
Can I have the spaghetti bolognese, but instead of pasta, can I have the potato instead of the bolognese? Can I have cheese, please? Stupid things like that.
Potato instead of the pasta. How does that work?
And cheese instead of the bolognese. Jacket potato.
Okay, everyone that's putting no in chat, you're wrong-uns. And next year, you're supposed to put sausage meat in your stuffing, please. Never heard of... Oh my god, there's nothing wrong. Yes, there's everything wrong with it. You get sausage meat in the stuffing mix and you bake it.
This is probably the first Christmas in a long time I haven't had to cook anything. In fact, the only thing I did make was the stuffing. I made the stuffing at home. I made giant stuffing balls.
You're a chef, right? So you know more than these people. Do you put sausage meat in stuffing?
Yes, you do. And you also stuff it inside the turkey when you cook it.
I didn't have a turkey, so...
But yeah, I believe you have to stuff the turkey.
If I had a turkey, I would have stuffed it, but I didn't have a turkey. I had gammon. That's why you have pigs in blankets. There's your sausage. No.
I do like pigs in blankets.
You have pigs in blankets separate, but I always find pigs in blankets are like the worst kind of sausage as well. Like, they're not like a good sausage. They're like a cheap.
Oh no, chipolatas.
Yeah, but I bought Tesco Finest pigs in blankets, and they weren't that good, to be honest.
That's probably why, because it's Tesco's Finest.
Yeah, but where else am I supposed to go during a pandemic? Butchers with a 10-mile queue.
Buy chipolatas, buy streaky smoked bacon, take it back and wrap them themselves.
Yeah.
Nothing
wrong with separate.
A lot more for your money.
Double sausage? No. Come on, as if you've never had a double chocolate muffin or something. Don't double question mark me. Go to the butcher's, yeah. To find a butcher's around here is like near on impossible anyway, and to find one that wouldn't have a queue 10 miles long would be impossible as well. Has anyone heard from Night's Life? His latest video has gone. I spoke to Night's Life like 2 days ago. He's sick. Not sure about his video though. He had his test and it come back negative. If anyone was, I probably shouldn't be telling you this, but his coronavirus test come back negative, so that's a good thing, I suppose. But last I heard, he was not feeling very well, so that might be why. So if you guys want to go send him good messages on his videos. Nice. You got 44 pigs in blankets just to be safe. Please tell me it was just you eating as well. Like you just did 44 for yourself.
That is Christmas dinner sorted.
Yeah.
Sausages. How would you compare this year to last year?
In terms of the Christmas dinner or eBay?
No, sales. Sales.
Okay.
Selling. Buy in to sell.
I can't really compare because I wasn't doing full time last year, but
I wasn't doing last year, but I feel like
if I compared on, because you can direct compare between 12 months ago, I think my statistics is like 100% higher than 12 months ago, which I guess means.
I'm gonna double check mine because mine does pop up straight away. So.
I don't know. I haven't checked in a while, but
it was 227% better than last year.
Something like that.
I believe like last year was a lot better of a year because obviously I might not have been like in the last 31 days I'm up 29%, and compared to last year I'm up 295.1%.
Yesterday I heard Richard was doing okay. Good. I'll speak to him after the show anyway. I'll message him, see if he's okay. Should check in on him anyway. I'm pretty sure last December I probably did like 500 quid, if that.
Yeah, so. I'd say I didn't do a lot. I probably done maybe £1,000 last year. I'm not saying like I done fantastic, but last year was sort of like it's my first year as a Christmas. I wasn't even full-time reseller, just a Christmas reseller. And it kept me busy, and it was enough to make me feel this is worth pursuing.
Yeah.
And like this year, I really had to force the sales. Like, whereas November, I'd say November wasn't amazing for me. November was average. It was same as the month before that. They're pretty much on par. They're all pretty much turning over the same amount each month. And then it comes December, and it was coming a week before Christmas. I'm like, right, I need to concentrate, get some sales. That's why I've done my auctions. That's why I felt the video game market was declining, because they weren't selling. But I've done the auctions and they did sell, but they didn't sell for the price I wanted them to sell for. They didn't sell for top dollar or anything like that. But I made some money. I might have made a loss on some consoles. I might have made a win on some others. I just wanted that money back so I can settle down and have my 2 months off.
Well, the price that you got, what was it, like 20 Wii consoles for? I mean, you must have made some good money on those consoles, right?
What the Wii consoles? What I bought, the £130.
Yeah, they were working, right?
I also had to buy the cables because they only come with one set of cables. So, although you're thinking like £130 for the Wii's, then you got 20 lot of cables, which costs £15 each. So, £300 on cables.
See, I kind of have like an ace up my sleeve for 2021 because my local auction hopefully will reopen, and it's mostly an electrical auction. So
I really enjoy that. That's something I really see this year.
It's it was so good to me. Like when I first started going like proper ham, the beginning of this year, I went to a few just before the lockdown started, and I was spending like 70 quid back then and coming back with like 800 quid's worth of stock. It was mental. And then obviously it got shut down. So like I was buying brand new sealed Airfix models, like massive ones, for like £2, like brand new sealed. They were selling for like 35-40 quid. I got a massive tub of vintage Lego, like halfway full. The tub was like this big. It was like halfway full. I paid like £3 for that because no one there was interested in Lego.
I love that though.
It was so good. The problem is I can't really film in there because it's so cramped. It's like if you're from the UK and you're a guy, you would have gone to like Cubs or Beavers or something when you was a kid. You know those little like halls?
Yeah.
The like ones that have like asbestos in the roof, and you probably shouldn't be in there. It's in one of them, so it's so cramped in there. They have like tables everywhere. There's like
Here's,
100 people piling.
here's an idea for you. Instead of filming the person doing the auction, film yourself.
Yeah, I can't stand it. No, I'm not in there, mate. Like they'd probably like jump me or something.
You don't need to talk in it. You just film yourself doing your bidding and do a voiceover on it saying, "What at the moment, what I'm bidding on is this item." Pop up a picture of it. Unfortunately, I didn't win it. It did sell for this much. I would have predicted it would have made this much, and I was willing to pay this much, but I let it go because I didn't feel like I was going to make enough profit. But I could see a video like that being quite good. That's something I would enjoy.
Yeah, I don't know. I have permission to film everywhere I film. Obviously not in the high street. You can't get permission for that. It's just in public. But like the car boots, I have permission. I don't know whether I could film in there, to be honest. Like I said, it's so busy. Like you're cramped in. If someone sees you filming, they're not going to be happy. And I don't want to get chucked out and banned from there because it's literally like so good. So it'd probably just be like a haul video after or something. One thing you can do is you can go because the auction starts at like 7, but you can go in between 5 and 7 and look and like write down the auction numbers, and there's like no one in there. There's like the auctioneer and that's it. So I could go in and film the stuff, get the footage of all the stuff, show what I'm going to bid on, and then show what I picked up after. So that would be pretty good. I could do that. But yeah, I can't wait till this place reopens. It's gonna be so good, and the amount of stuff they're gonna have like after it reopens for the first time after a year.
Are you a tier 4?
Yeah.
You are a tier 4.
Yeah.
Is it going to open because it'll be public?
Is it what?
Is it going to open in a tier 4 area?
Well, once the tiers disappear, if they disappear.
Oh, so you're not on about early next year?
No. Just as soon as it reopens.
We're still a tier 2 at the moment. I don't.
They could have reopened like during the summer, but they just never did. I don't know why. Like,
I think you're struggling to get back onto your feet because got a message on Closet Geek, so I'll have to reply to them later.
I used to go to post office sales. They were great value. Post office sales, as in like stuff that didn't get delivered, and then you can buy it. I guess. Is that what that is? I don't know. There is police auctions around it, but you have to like have membership and stuff. I don't really know how to do it, to be honest.
Somebody's messaged me a tax question. Let's see if anybody can answer this. Hi Jay, what's the best way to do part-time reselling and working part-time tax-wise?
Just get on HMRC and register as self-employed alongside your...
Yeah, you would have to obviously register full stop, like to make a profit. However, if I was
you get £1,000 if you're like... What you gonna say?
I said if I didn't need the money, I put all of the money back into it.
Yeah.
Because you won't have to pay tax on that.
True. But it's hard. It's hard when you're small. It's really hard. Like for me to like spend all the money that I've got like back into stock. Like as someone that doesn't drive, it's hard for me to reinvest it. Honestly, like it sounds weird, but
I could understand that. I've gone through phases where I'm just like, wow, I need to get rid of some of this money.
Yeah.
Then I'll just go off and I'll message all of my house clearance guys and say, look, I need to buy some stock. Like I'm coming to buy quite a bit. Blah blah blah. But obviously, I've always got access to a way of picking that stuff up.
And then you get to a point where you want to be buying better stuff rather than like maximum amount of stuff, which is kind of where I'm at the moment as well.
When I do the house clearance stuff, a lot of stuff I do get doesn't tend to be worth some money, so I end up throwing a lot of it away.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how I've done so well with that big house clearance. Like, there's some premium stuff in one box for £5. I've got probably made about, well, I say I haven't made it, there's probably about, what, £3 worth of stock in that tub that I paid a £5 for.
That's mad. £5. Is that the one that you got like the silver spoon and all that stuff in?
Yeah, silver spoon's sold, but the gold sovereign, that hasn't sold yet. But that's £400. Then there's the vintage vase, which is another £500, and then there was a silver spoon that was £300. Yeah, that literally tiny little teaspoon thing, absolutely crazy. And then there was some places where I've bought a box for £5 and it's full to the brim, and I'd take it back, and then I have to throw it away because there's nothing in there that I can make money from, or nothing in there.
Do you just buy that blind then? Do you look in there? Or do you just...
Those boxes were all blinds. Yeah, they're blind boxes. Like, have
So
you sorted this? No, I haven't sorted through it. That's how it was stored. All right, I'll buy that.
I actually, I've had someone message me today that they've watched the videos, but I have them on Facebook because they're in like the local area. He sent me a message, "Oh, I'm moving house. Let me know if you're interested in any of this stuff." And he sent me like a picture of all this stuff. So I'm hopefully having that dropped off tomorrow. I think about 300 quid I'm spending on that. So that'll be good.
Especially if it's a place to keep it.
It's going to be a double, maybe like a double, triple my money, something like that. The prices that he's said this stuff's worth is obviously more than I'll probably get for it, but I've worked out that I can probably double, triple my money on it, and to get it delivered to me as well, without like having to source, especially now with like we don't know what's going on with the tiers. We could be in like tier 25 by the end of next week for all we know. What does that even mean at that point?
London.
At what point are we just in lockdown and they're just going to call it a tier so people don't riot? Like, that's what they're doing.
January, it'll probably end up being another lockdown.
But tier 4 is basically a lockdown. All you can do is go to the shops to buy food. Like, that's it. And they just like, oh, you can go out if you want as well, but like, don't meet up with anyone. No, so the only difference, literally the only difference is, whereas the lockdown was like 1 hour like exercise originally, and now it's like I think you can just go outside or whatever. But
are you going to be doing a goals list for next year?
In terms of
everything,
like, I don't know. I think small goals are better than big goals. I don't like big goals. If you set, I know people say like reach for the stars, but I don't think that's the right way. I think if you set lots of little goals during the year, it's more motivation. You're more likely to get there. So like if I set a goal for like, oh, I want 20 grand in the bank by the end of next year, if I miss out that by like 50%, I'm going to be gutted, and I'm probably going to be more likely to like quit or something. But if I do like, oh, I want to get like this or this by the end of next month, if I miss it by a little bit, then I can just like, I don't know.
What I mean by goals, I don't mean like I want to make this much this year. I will be setting up monthly targets. Let's just say last January I made like £4,000. Then this January I want to make £4,500. I'll be setting targets like that for each month for myself to reach, or for myself to see if I can beat that. Because obviously this year was a good year for reselling. It was a lockdown year. But I'm also talking about like expanding my business and pursuing Amazon and potentially employing people. Like, targets what I mean. I want to obviously have my couple of months off, let my 12-month turnover come down a bit, need it to come down, and then I'm going to start looking at probably first thing I would like to do is do Amazon. That's one of the first things I'd like to do. Amazon, get all of my video games and consoles and everything like that, all of that sold through Amazon. I don't want to have it in the office. I don't want to have it sticking around. Obviously, the Pokemon cards are coming next year, so that's a big thing. And getting married next year, that's a big thing. But
there goes all your profit.
Well, her dad.
Oh, hopefully. It looks like people talking about Rich in the chat. Night's life. His wife is positive now. Yeah, that's not good. I know he said that his thing come back negative. I said to him it might be a false negative. He should probably get another test. I mean, at what point does a test mean anything?
I think really, if he'll probably be locked down with his wife. If his wife's got If Lauren had corona, I wouldn't be leaving this house for love nor money. I'll be staying here and I'll be having people drop my food off to me.
Okay, a few questions before we move on. Hi there, looking to start my eBay business when the new tax year starts. I'd say start now, mate. Yeah. You can backdate your tax anyway. Do you have any advice on business bank account, tax return, etc.?
I don't use a business bank account.
No, I don't either. You're supposed to though. I think. I don't know the
know
difference.
As a sole trader, I don't think you do. As a limited company.
Okay. In terms of tax return, get on HMRC, sign up as self-employed. They'll send through the details within like 2 weeks. And then I think you're a year. You'd like submit your tax a year after anyway, or you can do anyway. So whatever you earn in the next tax year, you don't have to submit that until the year after. I could be wrong. I don't like giving tax advice because I'm not the smartest.
I really hate it. I know people like a lot about it.
Don't take anything I say tax-wise as real. Like, look it up yourself because
down to tax, I turn around. Anybody asks me for advice on tax, I turn around and say, pay somebody to do it for you.
Yeah.
Pay someone to do it for you. You don't have to deal with it then.
Did anyone pre-order the KFC console?
KFC console?
KFC are bringing out a computer that has like a KFC grill. Like you open it and you put KFC in, it reheats it with like the temperature of the computer. They called it KFC console. It's an actual real thing. It's not even a troll. Like it's an actual computer.
No.
Well, you should. It's $2,000.
Yeah, I haven't pre-ordered one.
If there's any scalpers in the chat, order as many KFC consoles as you can, please.
I thought you hated scalpers.
Yeah, but they're going to lose money. Shh, don't tell them. Surely not. Are you being serious? I am 100% serious. There is a KFC console coming. It's $2,000. Go look it up, guys. Don't leave the stream, but open a new tab and look it up. Chicken licking good. Isn't it finger licking good?
Chicken licking good.
You can't do finger licking good anymore because of Corona. You're not allowed to lick your fingers anymore.
No, not in public.
Oh, you licking your fingers at home, you naughty. God. You get the cops knocking on your door now. We've heard you've been licking your fingers, Joe.
Oh, lockdown. I'm locking down for 2 months anyway. It doesn't matter to me. I'll be sourcing, but that's the only thing I'm doing.
So I still have all of these puzzles I've got. I've picked up an Xbox. I had a guy drop off an Xbox 360 on Boxing Day. It was original Xbox 360. It come with the Wi-Fi adapter, Connect, 250GB hard drive, like 40 games, and 2 controllers. I got it for 30 quid. So I think the Wi-Fi adapter is like 18 quid on its own.
It really drops. They're down to about 12 at the minute.
Damn it! I'm gonna lose money. No, the Connect is like what, 15 quid, something like that. Don't tell me this has dropped as well. It come with the special lead, the power cable as well. The Connect power cable, like the extra wire.
Oh, yeah, the one to plug into the mains.
Yeah, that's it. That'll bump it up some. And then like it's a whole CEX bag. You know the straw bag, the pool bag full of games, and there's like Minecraft, Call of Duty, all that in there. So I thought 30 quid, like I can list like 2 games a day during lockdown if I have nothing to list. Like just keeping like stuff going up, even if it's not the best stuff in the world, really helps with eBay. I still got the puzzles, like I said. I got this guy I'm buying all of his stock off of for 300 quid. He does like Facebook, I think, but he's moving house and he wants to get rid of a load of it. It's good stuff. I'll send you the pictures after. He's got like Pikachu plushes, good board games, Lego sets. He's got some Pikachu Pokemon cards in there, not the old ones, but
I'm really hoping that some of my predictions come right, because obviously I predicted this Christmas to be an absolute banger and everybody to make loads and loads of money. And it didn't really work out for a lot of people. But I was also predicting that 2021 is going to be the biggest year ever for Pokemon, full stop. Selling Pokemon, like the value of Pokemon, everything will be going up because it's the 25th anniversary.
Okay, so I'm going to make a counter prediction to your Pokemon theory. And I make this prediction purely off of a game that I play. A lot of people in the chat will know this game called RuneScape. Okay, a lot of
Okay.
people played it. Very famous game. There's these things in RuneScape called rares, right? They were only like out for like a week or something, and they never produced them in the game again. So if you had one, over the years they've gone up and up and up in price. Kind of like Pokemon cards, right?
Yeah.
The problem is there's only a limited amount, so they get to like a certain price and they're like unobtainable to a lot of people. So people start buying other ones that are worth less, and then they go up in price. So I'm thinking that Pokemon cards are like the really expensive ones that no one can afford anymore, like the olden versions of Pokemon cards. So everyone's going to move on to Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
I can see that. I think Yu-Gi-Oh would be 2023.
I don't think they're going to do it because they like Yu-Gi-Oh. It's not going to have the same kind of like nostalgia as Pokemon did. But I think a lot of people are going to jump on the card trading bandwagon, and because they can't afford the original Pokemon cards, they're going to go to the next best thing, which is probably going to be Yu-Gi-Oh, or I guess Magic. But Magic's really like, I don't know.
Magic's like, really, if you were like a kid collector or whatever when you were a child back in the 90s, Magic the Gathering was something your adults did.
Yeah.
It's always really been an adult thing, whereas Pokemon's been sort of like multi-age like group, so you can be 30 years old and you can have the best Pokemon collection in the world, or you could be 12 years old swapping your Bellsprout for a Charizard on the school playground. It doesn't matter. Like.
Bellsprout. I could have done with one of them on my Christmas dinner plate. Sounds good.
But
a roasted Bellsprout with my parsnips.
Next year, the Pokemon will go up because of the 25th anniversary. Obviously, following that, you've got Digimon, all of these other 90s program. People are coming up to their 30s, and a bit of nostalgia. Who doesn't?
Don't you think that, like, I think the whole Pokemon saga is closely tied to the lockdown, though?
No, I don't believe it. I think the lockdown predicted, like everybody predicted, Pokemon cards to be dropping, everyone to be selling because they need the money to be at home. But the prices rise.
Yeah, but I think it was a perfect storm, right? You had lockdown, right? People are struggling for money, so people start selling their Pokemon cards. So collectors start buying Pokemon cards, right? And then Logan Paul comes along and does his live stream, and he starts like mainstreaming like Pokemon cards. Everyone starts doing pack openings. And all these people now sat at home with nothing to do remember how fun Pokemon was, and they're like, oh, it can be an investment at the same time. So everyone starts throwing money behind Pokemon cards, and then it just snowballs the other way, where you think it would go down, but it went up instead. Because people weren't selling for cash; they were putting money in as like an investment to make cash if they ever need to cash out.
Here's an opinion for you, though.
Plus, Donald Trump gave everyone in America like $2,000 for like 3 months in a row.
But let's say Logan Paul, or Gary V as well. He's on the bandwagon. There's a lot of like big name people.
Could I just answer a question in chat real quick? How do you value Pokemon cards? There's an app on iPhone and iOS called TCG Player, and you just like use your camera to scan the card, and then it will tell you what the last trade value or whatever the average trade price is. Yeah, carry on.
Yeah, but I think everybody was investing in it this year to get ready for next year. I don't think they'd have invested in it and then it all to be sizzled out because they haven't. Yeah, Logan Paul is a clever person. He knows how to make money. He hasn't sold his cards. His claims that he's stopped collecting, but he hasn't sold them up yet. He's still got them. And there's a reason he's still holding them. And I do genuinely think that the 25th anniversary is going to be a massive boom point. And Gary V, he's still buying to invest. And if you like, I mean, you know who Gary V is, don't you?
Nope.
You don't know Gary V? You want to check out his content? He's a fantastic YouTuber.
Is that what his YouTube's called? Gary
V-E-E.
Okay. What's he do? Pokemon?
Oh, no, it's not Pokemon really. It's just one of the things that he has covered. He's mainly to do with business. He does inspirational speeches to people, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. people in the chat box down below, let Jay know what you think of Gary V.
This is when everyone's like, he's terrible.
But yeah, if you know of Gary V and you've watched his videos and he has inspired you the same as he has inspired me, like, yeah, make it known.
The world's first built-in chicken chamber. Yeah, that's the console, right? See, I wasn't lying to you guys. There's a KFC console. I just wish it had a KFC gravy dispenser on the front. Like on the fridge, you get the water tap. The instant cold water. They should have a instant hot KFC gravy dispenser. That'd be lovely.
Has anybody piped up about Gary yet?
Nope. I went through my Pokemon cards today, thought I had more than I do. Literally not one base set holo.
I've literally just completed a few sets, and I'm going to leave it at that for now. I've got a few sets. I've got a load of cards at PSA, and once that all comes back, it should be middle of next year. That's when I'm probably going to turn around and go, right, let's go limited and make money from them.
So what happens if currency drops out, right? Let's just say this scenario that's never going to happen.
What,
the Great British Pound and the dollar completely worthless 2021. People trade in like a Charizard for like 10 chickens.
See, the thing is,
bag of rice and 10 chickens is what a Charizard is worth now.
It's multicultural though, isn't it, Pokemon?
3 goats and a cow.
So if the pound and the dollar isn't worth much, like Japanese money is a yen. It's yen, isn't it? That's still worth money, and obviously you could sell it for yen, and obviously conversion rate would be, you'd still be holding value because of that.
Yeah. Do you have a candle-powered lava lamp? What do you mean by candle-powered? Like an actual flame? No, I don't have one of them, if that's what you mean. Mine are all bulbs. They're like oven bulbs, I think. Does anyone remember when KFC did sweet corn with mayo in the tub?
Mayo in the tub?
I remember the sweet corn. They still do sweet corn, but I don't know about the mayo in the tub. That's kind of strange. Have you tried the KFC gravy burger? I don't think they actually sell something called a gravy burger. I've seen it advertised. It's not on the website. I think you just order a normal like fillet tower burger and it comes with like
Uber Eats.
Yeah, but it's not on there on mine. I order the Zinger Tower burger box, and the hash browns like got the little like thing in it, so you can pour the gravy in. So, good evening, welcome everybody. We're talking about KFC for some reason. I bought a box of 30 unopened football packs from the mid-90s, which I bought off eBay for around £15. Packed 3 David Beckham rookie cards worth 50 to £70 each. Nice.
Fresh as well, pack fresh.
Yeah.
Get them graded. I don't know what graded sports card does. Obviously, I know there's massive hype around graded sports cards at the moment as well. Same as Pokemon cards. Same as most graded cards.
Math Moss Tea Light Candle. This one here is a Math Moss. I don't know. I'll have to look up this tea light one. I've not heard of this before. I really want the original Math Moss one, the one that looks like a proper rocket lava lamp. It's quite expensive.
For next year, anyway. Do you have? And obviously, I know you said
goals outside of well, I guess it's not really outside because I need it. I need to do my driving lesson. Well, I say driving lessons. I know how to drive. I need to take my test, get a car, and then once I've got a car, I can just woo,
your business
be let go. Yeah.
As well.
Because right now I'm so restricted. As much as people like watching me walk along with the trolley, like it's not easy.
What about outside of reselling?
Outside of reselling, I don't know, weight loss maybe, something like that. I get back in the gym. I was doing so well until lockdown. Lockdown kicked me right in the nuts when it comes to weight loss. I went the complete opposite way. The worst thing was lockdown happened and then they started saying you can order takeaway again. I was stuck inside with terrible food and I was now allowed to order KFC, McDonald's, Burger King, Chinese, fish and chips. It's like the worst thing. Like I can't just go, you know what I mean? Like,
and you get to go to any restaurant you want and have half-price meals.
Yeah, that was bad as well.
that was a terrible choice. I don't understand what the logic was there, because they were creating pockets of people that are all talking and amongst themselves, and obviously only promoting the spread of corona.
What annoyed me was I went to Harvester once, right? And I forgot my mask because it wasn't compulsory up until that day. Like, that was the day they made it compulsory to wear the mask, right? So I went there, and they was like, "Sorry, you can't be seated without a mask." And I was like, "What do you mean?" They was like, "You need to have a mask on while you walk with me to the table.
Yeah.
As soon as you get to the table, you can take your mask off." I'm just like, what? We've been let back into restaurants, and they've always have to wear a mask to the table. This makes no sense. Literally no sense. Like I was saying the other day, like, I understand, like, coronavirus is bad. People are unfortunately dying. But there's so many things that they're doing that make literally no sense. Like I said, imagine 20 years' time, you've got your children or your grandchildren, whatever it happens to be, and they ask you about coronavirus. You have to sit there and explain this whole period of time to them, and they're just going to look at you like, that's insane. Like, what? That makes no sense. Like, some of the stuff we're doing, like, just makes no sense. Like, you have to go all in or not at all. Like, lockdowns didn't help my weight either.
No,
I think people went one of two ways. They either went from fat to skinny in lockdown because they had nothing to do, they just exercised, or they went the other way and they just, like, ate everything they had, which was me, unfortunately. The 10 p.m. curfew made no sense. Wait, there was a 10 p.m. curfew? See, I don't remember this. Oh, I remember now. I don't go to the pub anyway, that's why I didn't remember that.
10 p.m. curfew didn't make sense. No, I totally agree with that. In fact, I found out yesterday that there's a nightclub that's actually been holding, like, nightclub activities all night until 4 o'clock in the morning on Boxing Day. That was not too far away from me.
It's probably a government party. They're all in there. Boris Johnson having a little rave, you know.
I think Boris Johnson's done a fantastic job getting us a deal.
Let's move away from politics, shall we?
You obviously disagree with me.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just not prepared to deal with the chat.
No, I totally agree, yeah. Something we're not experts in. Like,
oh, I don't know about not being experts. I just...
Yeah, let's recap the year.
This is a reselling stream, not a politics stream.
Recap the year of reselling.
It made it so everyone left in a big group at once. What I don't understand with the tier system now, it was like, because when we got put in tier 4, right, I'm in Surrey, right next door to me is Hampshire, which is literally like, I can walk to Hampshire in about 3 minutes. All I have to do is walk to the end of the high street and over the bridge, and I'm in Hampshire. I wasn't allowed to go there because it's tier 2, right? Because you can't go from 4 to 3 or 4 to 2. That is... in the mandate, I'm not allowed to go there. But Hampshire's now in tier 4 as well. So they've expanded. This is like I've unlocked a zone in the video game. You know, like there's that wall that you bump into. You're like, oh, I can't go there yet. I've not spoken to the wizard outside the tower. Well, I've now spoken to him, and he's allowing me in there because it's now tier 4 as well. So I can go into Hampshire now, no problem, because we're both in tier 4. So. I don't understand it. They've expanded my my play area, I guess we could call it.
I understand what you're saying, yeah. Obviously, they've just turned Cornwall into a tier 2. From a tier 1, obviously.
Okay.
We're in a tier 2 already in Devon. And I don't see us going up. Hopefully we don't, because our boot sales can still run on tier 2. Not that it matters to me, because I'm going to be shutting down for a couple of weeks anyway. But
they've got to have a cut-off somewhere. It makes no sense, because I was in tier 4. The amount of people that live in my town that work in just over the bridge, like, are they not allowed to go, like, work in, like, Costco or Tesco's that's over there? Like, it's an essential thing, but it's like the cut-off. Like, well, does the cut-off exclude work, or is it workers allowed to go over? Like, what's... it doesn't make much sense. Maybe they should do like county cut-offs as well. Like you're a tier 4 county, even if the county next to you is tier 4 as well, you can't go over. Maybe that would have been, I don't know. But then what if you work in the next county? I don't know.
B Max says it's unbelievable when they said they announced you can have 5 days together anyway. What I thought was unbelievable is they said you can have your 5 days, then they're like, well, actually, no, it's 2 days, and you're allowed 3 support bubbles, and then it's like, no, now this area here can't have any support bubbles. Like the amount of rule changes they made over Christmas for that, absolutely ridiculous. Like I wouldn't be surprised if anybody wasn't able to keep up on that, like keep up to date with that.
Yeah.
That's difficult. Like, because 1 minute we're allowed to get 3 families together. Obviously, not 3 families together, but 3 bubbles. Let's just say my sister and her child, my mum, and me. We can all go into one house and enjoy Christmas. And then it's like, well, no, now we are only allowed to have 1 person, and then this part of the country, they're not allowed to have anybody visit them. And I was just like, that's absolutely savage. I felt so sorry for the people in London, obviously being stuck there and having no family. Well, it's not just London. I know that, I understand that, but having absolutely no family around this time of year, like mental health is important. I do strongly believe that. Well, no, don't need to believe it. It is a fact that over Christmas period, although it's the time that everybody's happiest and with their family, a lot of people it's the saddest time of year, and probably just made their lives even worse. It wouldn't surprise me if the suicide rate went up.
Yep. Right, I think we are gonna. Are you prepared to continue for a bit longer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I need the toilet, so I'm gonna go back to the be right back screen quick, guys. Don't go anywhere. I just need to take a leak. I drank too much water. We'll be right back in like 2 minutes. The music will come back on and whatever, but we'll be back. Stick around. See you guys in a couple minutes. I'm just gonna mute us as well, so they won't be able to hear you. By the way.
That's sweet. I'm gonna go as well.
Right. Okay. Be right back, guys. Okay, we are back. Hopefully everyone didn't leave. We lost about 10 people, but that's okay. They probably all went off to the toilet as well. Right, do we have any more questions? Anyone have questions in the chat that we can go through now?
Let's get on the chat.
We kind of been just chatting with chat today rather than having set questions, but...
Yeah, but it's still important. Everybody's got their opinions. In fact, the person who messaged me that question about tax-wise actually was watching the chat as well, so yeah, they're happy with that.
Has panic buying started? I don't think panic buying ended, to be honest. Oh, I have a theory about panic buying. I think it was an artificial panic buying thing. I think, because when you think about it, right, if you go into like Tesco's or Sainsbury's and you go down like the canned aisle or the pasta aisle, like a can of beans is like this big, right? So to like empty an entire shelf of beans would take like a lot of families to go in there and buy to like empty a shelf. Whereas toilet paper is like this big.
Yeah.
Right? So if you get 3 families that need toilet paper, they've heard about a lockdown or potential lockdown. Oh, we'll go today and we'll pick up toilet paper, right? So 10 families go, they buy a couple bags of toilet paper. That shelf already looks half empty. So someone walking down there that has no idea what's going on looks at the shelf and they go, "Oh my god, there's no toilet paper." People are panic buying toilet paper. Take a picture of it, put it on Facebook, put it on Twitter. Everyone's panicking now about blooming toilet paper. And then everyone else suddenly goes and decides they want toilet paper, and then it just spirals into everything else. So now, what wasn't even panic buying of toilet paper turned into panic buying of toilet paper and everything else, just because toilet paper's massive on the shelf, and they can't restock it quick enough either.
During the first lockdown, I thought the whole toilet paper situation was hilarious until about 2 weeks in, and then I realised I don't have any toilet paper left. Went to the shops to get some. They didn't have any. We ended up getting some from a garage, which was massively overpriced, but we did get some. So it was all
I
good.
think a lot of supermarkets have restricted how many items you can buy, like bog roll. I think it will start on Tuesday with the next announcement. I don't think it ever ended, to be honest. I shop at Costco, so I'm good. When I buy toilet paper, it's a huge load of toilet paper that lasts 6 months anyway. And if you're at home in lockdown and you take a poop and you have no toilet paper, just jump in the shower, mate. Like, ain't nobody watching. You know,
gross.
It's gross, but if you ain't got toilet paper, what are you gonna do? It's not like you've run out of food or you're literally gonna die. Like unless they turn the water off as well, then you're in a bad. And then you have to start ripping pages out of Harry Potter.
Oh dear.
When I was at school, toilet paper was like tracing paper. God, it was like sandpaper.
Yeah, you could make like a little scoop out of it and actually just scrape your bum.
Oh god. Really enjoying this chat. Be fab to see you on Instagram. That I am gonna be getting into Instagram next year. I think that Instagram's gonna be interesting.
Social media is kind of like.
I don't think Twitter. I like Twitter because I used to do gaming. Twitter is very good for gaming. I don't think Twitter suits reselling, and to be honest, I don't think Facebook suits reselling at all when it comes to being a social platform.
No, I 100% find Facebook quite judgy.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're reselling locally. Obviously, like you said about, I can't remember what you call them now, where people buy PlayStations and then sell them on for double the price. Obviously, that gets
scalping.
Right? As soon as you pop onto a reselling chat and you ask a question and somebody's like, "Well, that was answered 16 weeks ago. Have you not read the thread?" So,
I just think with Instagram, like if I get something good, I can post a picture. I can add a link to eBay. Like I can get direct sales through Instagram, and I can also promote videos on there quite well as well. So, and I think I'm like one of the last people on the planet to actually ever use Instagram. I've never had it, never installed it. It always annoyed me how if someone would send me an Instagram, I couldn't ever look at it because I'd have to log in, and it was just one of those things like, well, I'm never gonna log in then, am I? It was like you're making me log in to see this picture. I'm not gonna do it.
I think Instagram is the platform when it comes to reselling. I really do. Like, I wouldn't say I'm fantastic. I'm not very active on my Instagram. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I have loads of followers, and I only really follow resellers. But I tend to find, like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Actually, I had a stalker on my Instagram, and it scared me. I had a stalker on my Instagram, and it scared me. So I decided to limit the content I put on there because I didn't enjoy it. I don't enjoy being stalked. I don't enjoy.
Do you know who it was?
Yeah, I do. I know who it was.
We should play a game. Did they have blonde hair?
We're not going to play that game. We're say
Plonk the things down. Did they wear glasses? No, that's a few more. Was it a woman? 50% come down. Ah, there's only 5 left.
But yeah, I'm not playing the game of who it was, but it did scare me. I'm not going to lie. I actually see a therapist.
Were they a real life stalker or an online stalker?
No, it was a bit of both.
Were they like outside your window, like, oh, Joe?
I think they have been.
I can see you pooping without your toilet paper.
That's the thing, and it did scare me. Like, I got really paranoid, and I actually see a therapist because of it now.
Mm.
Like, it does help, but
well, that sucks. What if it turns out your therapist is the stalker?
no, he's only got one leg.
Oh, so he's a pirate.
I just said he won't be able to climb up through the window.
What if he had a peg leg?
Well, he has. He had a chainsaw accident. I asked him about it. He used to be a tree surgeon, and he fell out of the tree, and the chainsaw come hanging down as well with him. And that's not where the story ended. That when the wire snapped and he fell on the floor, his leg shattered, and then they had to remove his leg. It was nothing to do with the chainsaw. I was like, I thought it was
oh my god!
The chainsaw fell on you, and there's blood everywhere.
Oh no!
Shattered, and they had to remove the leg.
You had me. You had me.
Not funny at all, but.
Imagine if that's all fabrication. He like got his leg bit off by a shark or something boring.
That would be savage.
Yeah, but everyone that has a leg missing say they got bit by a shark. Like,
same Facebook ruined Instagram.
I wouldn't know because I never had it. But Facebook does ruin everything, including itself.
I think Facebook is. I think all social media, putting yourself out there, you are putting yourself out there to be like judged and
scrutinized. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think YouTube and Facebook are the two worst for it. 100%. I feel like if you got because people could hide themselves on YouTube. It's not like their profile, they're following you, and it's like, oh, Jay's just liked your video. It's not. It's like, I could be.
You can be anonymously mean on YouTube. Like, you can dislike everyone's videos, no one ever knows.
Yeah.
Whereas, I don't know. But then people like to. I think if someone's out there to be nasty, they like to be known.
No, I don't necessarily think so, no. I think people hide who they are. I think social media is easy to hide who you are.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, you can be anyone you want on social media, but really you're at home, sat on your computer, and all you're doing is you're catfishing and stalking and just tormenting people's lives. I don't see it so much. I could see it a lot in the gaming industry, like on YouTube especially, but not so much. But it does happen, obviously, because I don't know if you watch Andrew's Money Mental. He had a savage one, like somebody trying to entrap him, like. So that was weird.
I don't know about that. I've managed to never have Facebook. To be honest, I had Facebook like when it first started, and then I got off it for like so many years. I've only recently got a new account just to use the marketplace and that, but it's not an actual like personal account. Well, it's a personal account because I don't know if you can have an actual business. Anyway, it's it's not my actual name or anything on there. So
I lost my personal Facebook because I had a person who was stalking me actually hacked.
Oh, fun.
And they,
what was the question anyway? That was like, what are you going to do? What's your goal for next year? And mine was to do my driving lesson and start Instagram for reselling.
Both of them are big actually, because Instagram, you can blow up your social media and really push forward with that.
What's the as someone that's never used Instagram? What's the like? How do I say this? What's the like findability of your posts? Like on Facebook, no one's going to find you unless you promote yourself because it's like friends and stuff. Whereas Twitter, you can post and then you can go viral on Twitter like straight away. Is it more like Twitter in terms of like being able to people find you, or YouTube kind of?
Hashtags. So if you use like the hashtag
Resell or eBay or something. Okay.
There'll be people who follow that. People will be following that hashtag, and you'll come up in their feed. They'll see what you're doing. So obviously, it's the same as YouTube. The more
followers you have,
the more tags, the more your video will get out there. I always do I do hashtag Closet Geek in all of mine, and I get loads of people who follow this company called Closet Geek. It's not a company called Closet Geek. It's an apparel brand called Closet Geek, where they wear geeky clothes, and I get a lot of people from there following me because of that. But like, I am the OG. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's harder than Twitter, but not as hard as Facebook. I think Twitter people are looking more so for statements rather than like photos, though. So,
Yeah.
like on Twitter, if I post a picture of like something I've picked up for eBay, like no one's gonna care. But if I post like, coronavirus has like killed 600 people today, it's gonna get loads of likes because people like the tweets rather than like. Does that make sense? Probably not. I like your videos. You're always calm and fun to watch. Thank you, Jill.
Fair, you are one of the
Also, who was it? Bear said that he thinks that Facebook will buy eBay. I actually said this exact thing last week on last week's show. I think that eBay are going to leverage themselves into like a for sale position. I think Facebook's going to try and purchase it.
I think Facebook has gone downhill, and I think Facebook, if anything, Facebook is the one that's failing. I think eBay is really high at the moment.
Yeah, but just think how many accounts are on Facebook. Don't know. One thing that would be good with Facebook, if they didn't change anything, right? Let's just say Facebook purchases eBay. They don't change anything about eBay. eBay stays the same. It doesn't join Facebook. Like, it doesn't get moved to Facebook. The one thing that they could do would be like the way that eBay bought Gumtree and puts eBay ads directly onto Gumtree. What if Facebook bought eBay, and when you like do your 3% promotion, it now dumps your ad directly onto the Facebook marketplace. So someone clicks it, it takes you straight to your eBay.
And you can sign in through Facebook instead.
You can sign in through Facebook. It's direct to your eBay listing because it's been placed on the marketplace there on the like. That would be the only good thing. If Facebook buys eBay and changes anything else, I think they're just going to ruin it. Especially if they link it to Facebook like directly. Like if there's like an eBay tab, or they remove marketplace and put like eBay in there. I don't know.
No, I could see that happening, yeah. But I
just make the marketplace eBay. No, it would ruin it because the marketplace is free. eBay's not free.
Yeah, imagine popping onto marketplace and bidding on things on marketplace.
Yeah, you'd never get paid.
Yeah.
Ever.
No, you wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't.
Like sales, what I've tried to make, like that just messes you about. Like Stacey's selling all of his Pokemon sets on Facebook Marketplace because he's too scared to sell it on eBay because of scams.
Yeah.
And the amount of people that are supposed to come view it and haven't turned up.
The reason why like people are moaning like Gumtree, Facebook, like there's no commitment, like you're not bound by anything. Whereas eBay, even though you can like back out if you want to, it's more professional. Like you know that you're technically bound to a like as soon as you bid it, you're in a contract really. It's not really a binding contract. It wouldn't like stand up in court or anything, but it's like it's there, like you know what I mean? Like they can send you emails like you've not paid and stuff. On Facebook and Gumtree, there's no commitment. Like you can say I'm coming round at 4 o'clock and then never show up. Like nothing's ever gonna happen, you know. And on Buy It Now as well, you're forced to pay instantly if you have that turned on, which is nice. So
that turned on because you tend to get people who cancel on you when. No, I can't remember.
I can't remember the last time I had a cancellation. Fingers crossed, touch wood. I'm going to get 4 of them in a row now. Don't know why I just said that.
I try and avoid. So what I've got switched on is if you've got a knock on your account for an unpaid item, you can't buy from me. And I've had a few people message me saying, I'm watching this item, I wanted to buy it, but it won't let me buy it. And I was like, well, have you ever had an unpaid item case? Yeah. I did have one about 5-6 months ago. Probably why you can't buy it. I'm sorry, but I've turned off that because I've had too much hassle.
Yeah.
I tend to find the higher feedback people, that's where you get the higher returns rates. And the lower feedback people is where you tend to get the non-payment.
What people always say in the Discord is when I. By the way, little plug for the Discord. I haven't actually linked this yet. If you've not joined the Discord, join the Discord. Trust me, it will change your life. It's revolutionary. I'm joking. It's good, but it's not revolutionary in any way, shape, or form. I'm going to pin that so you guys can join. In the Discord, I get a lot of people come in and they're new to reselling, and they'll say something like, "Oh, I've just sold a console, but it's like sold to a 0 feedback." I'm scared that they're going to scam me because they're a new account. But what I always say, like, it's in the statistics, right? There's how many people are signed up to eBay. Every single one of them guaranteed starts with 0 feedback. So you have to think, like, of the millions of accounts, how many of them were ever a scammer at 0 feedback? Very, very little. It's actually the people that have more feedback that are statistically more likely to be the scammers because they've been on the platform longer, they've bought stuff, they get instant feedback from people they've bought from, and then they've done the scams. They've already got that feedback. So they've now moved up. They now have 10, 20, 30 feedback. They're the ones that are way more likely to scam you straight out the gates than a 0 feedback. I know there's people that make a new account, they have 0 feedback, they're going to scam, but the odds of it happening are so much lower on a 0 feedback account statistically than a higher one. I've been scammed by people with like 100,000, like 100 feedback, 1,000 feedback. I don't think I've ever been done over by a 0 feedback person.
I've had non-payments. That's my biggest issue.
But non-payments isn't a scam. That's just someone that doesn't know what they're doing most of the time.
But they also never communicate with you when you try to ask if they want it to be cancelled. No response. Ask if you're going to pay. No response. So you have to wait out for the unpaid item case to be closed.
True.
I find that annoying. That is probably my pet hate with 0% feedback, but it happens. You're not always going to be dealing with. I mean, especially when eBay are doing a massive sort of like advertising, where people are being like, "Oh yeah, I didn't even think about buying on eBay this Christmas. Let's sign up for eBay." That's why you get a lot of new like 0 feedbacks. You're going to find a lot more lower feedbacks than you are higher feedbacks because some people are just buying for now because the shops are closed.
Someone asked ages ago, I remember the question, it was like, have you ever found an actual treasure like at a CARBOOT or a charity shop? My best pickup would be that camera and the lens that I got for like basically free and sold for £666 or whatever it was.
You see, I found loads at boot sales, I think. I tend to find a lot of £50 items that I can pick up for £1.
Yeah.
I like doing that. I think that's probably my favourite thing. To like DS Replay, like Nintendo DS Replay. I found that, picked up 50p, sold it on 50 quid. Goblin, I picked up a Goblin for £1 and I've sold that for 50 quid. I love them sort of sales because I tend to find they're the easy ones to find. I find it easier to turn like £5 into 50 quid than turning £20 into £100. If that makes sense.
Oh yeah, like for sure. That's one thing I have to get into next year is like up in the value of the items I sell. I think on average my items are like £10 to £15.
I don't know what mine is at the moment. I wouldn't know how to find out.
I don't think it tells you like sale price. You just take your like sold amount value divided by how many you've sold.
Okay.
And then it gives you like your average. So like if I sold 1,000 items in like a month, it would average at like between like £10,000 and £15,000 sales.
Oh, okay, so you want it monthly? I'll do it monthly. That makes it easier because I could just go on this monthly. Oh, it doesn't tell me how many items I sold that month there. but I have got this one here, which tells me what I've done for the whole year.
Yeah, then just
3,717 items.
I bought a discontinued hairspray for 20p, sold it for £27 the same day. Who knew that was even a thing? Yeah, that's mad.
Very.
You've had 6 items cancelled in December where the buyer, instead of opening a case, asked to cancel. They went and opened a chargeback.
I've never had that. I've never had a chargeback.
I've never had that either. They can't charge you back if you've already if they pay and you cancel. eBay gives the refund. How can they charge back after they've had a refund?
Through PayPal.
Yeah, but they've already had the refund.
Well, it doesn't matter. PayPal's going to be obsolete soon.
In terms of eBay, yeah.
Yeah. £17.45 is my average sale price.
Yeah, see, mine's about 10 to 15 depending on the month, so I'm not far behind you.
That's the whole year, though.
Yeah, that's what mine would work out. I want to get that up to like £20, because if you think about it, if you have like, but then it depends how much you're buying the items for. This is where a lot of people get like pulled into reselling, like people that have like fake claims and stuff. They'll show you, oh, I've sold like £60,000 in this month, but what they don't tell you is they're buying like £50 items and selling them for £55. They're actually like barely making any, if not making a loss.
I don't see how you can make money doing that, because when it comes down to it, and if you hit that E5K bracket, you got to pay 20% VAT. Obviously, you can claim all your VAT back, and then you got your tax on top of that.
What you actually want is like £20 and up in terms of sale price, but getting them for as low as you can, like a couple of pounds still.
Yeah.
See, my on average, I think I pay like £1 an item. They sell for 10 to 15. So after you take your 10 or 12% fees out, and then the 20% out of the profit, you're still left with a good amount left, times by however many you sold. Certain lenses, as long as condition is good, do not require any testing and are worth great money. Yeah, I had someone join the Discord. They watched my video where I sold a lens, and then they went and picked one up, and they didn't realize that there was like mold in the lens, and then they had a return. They lost all their money or something. So you have to be careful that there's not like lens mold.
How many times you see a reseller sell something? You could be watching Jay all day. You could be watching me all day. It doesn't matter what we do. You still need to research what you're doing. If it is a camera lens, you need to research what are the pros and cons to selling these camera lenses, and mold and residue and stuff like that is something that would come up quite often.
Yeah, and there's so many trash camera lenses. Like, I got so lucky. Like, the odds of me getting, like, the odds of that day happening is so ridiculous. Like, you have to think, like, how many lenses are out there in the world, and like 99% of them are trash. Like, they're not worth anything. I happened to wake up at the right time, on the right day, get on the right train into town, go into the right charity shop at the exact right time for the guy to go, oh, I've had some lenses just come in, do you want them? And then for them to be the lenses that they were and the camera that it was, are just like, the odds of that whole thing happening is ridiculous. And I had no idea what these were. Like, I had no knowledge on these camera lenses. He had no knowledge. I could have easily just said, I'm good. Like, the camera case was like falling apart. It looked so bad. Like, the quality of the case looked so terrible. Like, it had been through like a tumble dryer. I was this close to just saying, I don't do cameras really, and just leaving them behind, but I took them, and then they were so good, and I made so much out of it. Like, I got so lucky.
See, that's something that will pop in everyone's minds when they think camera lenses. Jay done that video where he made loads of money from these camera lenses. I've made money from camera lenses.
But the thing is,
lenses for £10.
But the thing is, like, there's two different people. There's someone that will watch my video, and then they'll just go out and buy like every lens they find.
Yeah.
And then there's the person that goes, oh, Jay bought a lens. There's a lens here. Let me check. You need to be that person. You need to be the person that goes, oh, I saw Joe have this. There's one right there on that shelf. Let me check.
But then you get that person who does do a little Google search. Say, oh, well, actually, This lens hasn't sold for that much, so I don't know how Jay's lens sold for this much.
Yeah, but then that's
well,
just
you're
that's
a liar. You're a liar. You haven't sold that lens. You're
but
just lying to everyone about your
okay,
sales.
but that's just a third type of person that no one likes. So they don't matter.
I love it when somebody comes up and says, "Oh, I think you're lying about your sales because I've looked at your sold items and you've only sold 50 items in the past year." So okay, well, so I do screenshots, whatever, but you don't have to believe me. You
Well, there was
genuinely
someone that
don't have
come in
to
the
believe
chat
me.
last week and told me I'd sold like 3 items in a week or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
think
so
yeah,
I don't know.
love it.
Certain lenses, as long as I've already read that one, they opened the case within minutes of the sale. In doing so, the option of just doing a refund is taken away.
What's that for?
That was the person that said that they were doing like a chargeback on PayPal. I think no, because if they open a case, what case are they opening though? Oh, on PayPal. They're opening a case on PayPal for a chargeback. Well, you can
Don't
just
send the item.
you can just end the case on PayPal, right? And
Yeah, just don't bother sending the item.
yeah, don't send the item. Agree to the case on PayPal, and they should
Cancel
get
the
their money
case
back.
because,
I
and
presume.
cancel the case on eBay because
No,
sellers
because they.
requested to cancel it because they have requested to cancel it via
But I think what she's
PayPal.
saying, is they're buying on eBay, and then instantly doing a chargeback on PayPal, hoping that you're not going to notice and still send the item.
Do you know what? I've never noticed that happen.
No, that could have happened to me, and I would never have noticed unless I
I'm
got an
sure
email.
PayPal would tell me that would happen though.
Yeah, hopefully. I don't know. That could
I've
be
got
wrong.
notifications on, so I'm sure it'll tell me.
What's happening with PayPal? Nothing's happening with PayPal. eBay's just moving away from them as a main source of taking payments. You can still buy on eBay with PayPal.
Yeah, it's
You
just
just
open
they're
up.
just after next year, everyone's going to be on managed payments, which means you get paid without PayPal.
Do you know what? I'm still not on managed payments. I'm here on
You
my
need to
eBay
get
now.
you
It
need
will
to get on
notify you
managed
before
payments,
activating your managed payments.
dude. Managed payments is amazing. It's so
Is it?
good.
I wouldn't see. I wouldn't have thought it'd been much different to PayPal.
Oh, it's so much nicer. I hate PayPal. If anyone here, like, please listen to me when I say this. If you have more than £100 in your PayPal because you just leave it in your PayPal account, please withdraw it to your bank, please.
I always keep.
PayPal will have, they will and they have randomly closed people's PayPal accounts for no reason, and then your
I
money is lost for 6 months. It happened to me. There's no
I do
reason to
keep
keep.
floating there in case I get returns.
Keep like £100, whatever you need as your float, if that's what you do. Other than
I
that, withdraw your money, please.
need
They
more
shut
than
down my
£100.
account. They shut down my account randomly, instantly, without telling me it was going to happen because I had an account like 3 years ago that something was wrong with it. The address was different. And they're like, oh, we've linked this account to your account and the addresses don't match and you don't use this PayPal account, so we've permanently terminated your PayPal account and you can never have another PayPal account again. I was like, what? They locked my account, had money in there. I'd withdrawn the day before, so there wasn't much in there, but they put a 6 month withdrawal wait time on it. So you can't do anything for 6 months, no matter how much. You could have like 20 grand in there. They're like, 6 months, tough luck.
They could be making interest on that as well.
Interest, everything, yeah.
Green Bear says, Joe, has Stacey spiked your mask again? Yeah, he spiked my mask the other day. Did you see that video? I did it on Christmas Day just for the hell of it. But he put peppermint in my mask. So when I walked around the shop, my eyes were streaming. I couldn't see anything.
That's probably not good for your lungs.
Sure, to be honest with you, I'm not going to lie to you. I've been having heart problems recently.
Well, probably because he's spiking your mask with peppermint.
But it's been really panicking me because I quit Monster Energy drink about 3 weeks ago. I haven't had a Monster Energy drink for 3 weeks, but the last week I've had 2 episodes where my chest has got really tight and it's got so painful.
It's probably panic attack.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be. I watched a program today and it looked a lot like what was happening on that. So But you know, you don't ever want to Google your symptoms because
don't self-diagnose. That's the worst thing. That will give you anxiety and panic attacks. Jesus. I picked up a 40 pack of 91 Tommy Tippy padding bear baby bottles for £1.20, and they're selling for £15 a pack. Nice.
£1.20.
1991 though. Would the rubber be bad?
If it's new.
Yeah.
Like vintage, isn't it? 1991 is vintage. It's 30 years old.
29 actually.
Oh, it's going to be 30 in a couple of days, isn't it?
Depends what month it was made. If it was December 91, it ain't 30 years until December 21, is it?
I'm quite lucky. Next door to me, I'll tell you what, is a new sourcing place for me. What I've got, my next door, the warehouse next door to me is a printing company. They make magazines.
Alright.
A lot of the stuff they've got in there are printers. Like, so they got all these printers they don't use anymore. Like, I saw some of them outside having a fag, and I was asking them about the internet.
American viewers, fag equals cigarette before you report my stream for bad words. Thank you very much.
Sorry, what was that?
I said for the American viewers, fag means cigarette before they report my stream.
Well, they were having a cigarette outside, and I asked them about their internet. I said, my internet sucks. What internet company are you using? And they goes, oh yeah, we're using BT as well. What do you do in there? And we're just resellers. We just sell stuff on the internet. So what sort of things do you sell? And I said, I really don't care. Like, I've sold toilets. I've sold pens. I've sold Pokemon cards. I've sold teddy bears. It doesn't matter what it is. I'll find a way of selling it if I can make profit. Because, we've got some stuff we can sell you. Come on in. So we got our masks, went in, and they got a pile of printers. But not only have they got a pile of these printers they don't no longer use, they print magazines. So it's good printers, good big like A3 size paper ones as well. So it's all the nice size ones, all HB. Not only that, when they do upgrade them, they got no use for the ink. So they got piles and piles of ink, which all are out of date, obviously. But out of date ink's brilliant. It still sells.
Mm-hmm.
New source and opportunity. And so, what else you got back here? And they showed me some of these big roller things, which are for big industrial machines. I don't think you'd be interested in that. I goes, yeah, I'll have it. I'll buy it off you because we'll see what it goes for. I don't have a clue about it. Probably owes me £1. That's £200 for these things, only sold in America. So that was crazy. And then randomly got a running machine in there. Like,
someone left a comment on 6 minutes ago. Someone left a comment on the pallet video asking where this guy's located, how to get hold of him. I'll have to let him down.
Tell him. Video. In fact, you know, I'm going to pop on and remove my video from that as well, from the gaming lot. I know it's a video I enjoyed doing.
Do I have lots of chocolate left? I don't actually have any chocolate, to be honest. I didn't have much chocolate this year. I got one pack of chocolate, and that was from my landlord, actually. He gave me a box of chocolate and a bottle of hand sanitizer. So God knows what he did to the box of chocolates to need hand sanitizer. But there we go. If anyone has any topics that you would like us to cover in weeks to come, let us know, because we are taking notes. Because coming up with topics is like the hardest thing about doing the live stream.
There we go. I've just put my Gaming's Return palette on private.
Yeah. Any more questions as well while we're still here? I don't know how much longer you want to go for. 20 minutes, something like that.
Soon, to be honest. Go and have a bit of time for misses.
A couple more questions then, guys, and then we'll head off until next week. We've been live for 1 hour and 40 minutes, so we're nearing the 2 hour mark anyway.
I nearly got castrated last week for doing 3 hours.
It was 2 hours and 24 minutes, actually.
I was scared. I'm not going to lie.
You was in trouble, was you?
Well.
Well, there doesn't seem to be many questions coming through right now, so if you're ready to go, then we could call it here.
Because we got about a minute delay for...
Oh, do we? I can set it to next week. I'll set it to no latency, so it's like straight away.
Is that Bailey or is that Lauren? Say hi.
Hi.
How'd you like a leopard print? New pajamas. 17,000 people watching, babe.
You're famous. Give us a wave. Could do a CARBOOT versus charity shop episode, even though this may have been covered before. What, like just talking about pros and cons of each? I actually have a guy from America that I'm probably going to get on at some point, and we'll do a UK versus USA charity versus thrift shop video.
I think that would be very interesting, to be honest.
Yeah, we have room down there for a third camera, so we'll get him on at some point. He was actually in the stream last week, but he doesn't seem to be here this week. But yeah, we will do that at some point. I was just going to do a video, but I think if we can get him on live, he can chat for hours. So we'll just let him go, and he'll just like... He's like, you know when you get a tape measure and you like let go and it's zzz, that's him. You just let go and it just goes. So yeah, that would be a fun stream at some point when we can arrange for that to happen. £3 to £30 with golden balls. Nice. Is that like a board game? God, I used to hate that TV show.
I paid £2 for it. I think it's complete.
Nice.
What? I have had some good luck with video board games. I know there are some board games that are worth ridiculous money. I think the best I've ever done on a board game was about 50 quid.
Really? I don't know. I don't think I've ever sold one for 50 quid. That's a really good price, unless you have like a really good... Like I have those vintage ones which I'm trying to get like 50 to 70 pounds for, but they didn't sell before Christmas, but they'll probably go next year, but they'll be like the most expensive ones when they sell.
I think like obviously Hero Quest is the sort of like the one what everybody looks out for. I've never found one myself. I've seen people pick them up from boot sales and walk past me. I'm just like, oh my god, that's amazing, and I've never picked one up myself. I think it's fantastic when I see other people find brilliant things like that. Oh, that's one thing what I do like pick up. I just remembered because I remember seeing somebody walk past me with the Hero Quest, and one of the better things I picked up from a boot sale this year, was a Guinness fob. So it's a Guinness thing you plug into the mains, you put your pint of Guinness on it, and it vibrates it, so it settles your Guinness.
All right.
I paid £1 for that, and I sold it for 150. There you go. There's
wow. I love Guinness. I got Guinness in the fridge. It's trash out of a can, though.
Yeah, but if you have it out of the can, that's what you'd have this fob for, to settle it.
True.
That's what you need the fob for. You can't like drink it out of the can like that. You have to pour it into a glass.
Yeah.
Put a glass on the fob and then zap it.
Do you think it's wrong to take something back to a charity shop? Absolutely not.
No, not at all.
Charity shops, for one, they get their stuff for free. If they sold you something that's broken or something, then take it back for sure.
Yeah. And you've got a receipt for a reason.
Yeah, if they give you a receipt, they should give you a refund. Some do in-store credit, which is kind of... Or swap for something of the same value. I don't like that. They should...
Swap anyway, just because I'm literally going to be selling the stuff to make profit. But I've had it a couple of times with CD players where I've taken it back, I've tested it, CD player doesn't work, but I paid £10 for the CD player. I'm still going to make £30 for it for spares and repairs. I'd end up keeping it, but if it's something like I've paid £10 for, which is worth £50 working, and it's spares and repairs, it's worth £15.
Yeah.
I take it back, and I'll just like, okay, there's that. It doesn't work. Here's the receipt for it. I'm just going to pick something else in the store if that's right, and they're always cool with that.
What you got to remember is places like I think British Heart Foundation, the big red one, they pack test their electronics. They don't test them. They pack test them to make sure they're electrically safe. They don't test if they work. So when you ask them in shop, does this work? They'll go, yeah, it's been tested. But what they mean is it's been pack tested. Yeah. So when you take it home, it may not work. So you have your receipt, take it back for your refund. I know a lot of people do clothing, like women will go to a charity shop, they'll buy a dress, if it doesn't fit, they'll take it back. Charity shops don't care. As long as it comes back in the same condition, they'll just put it back out on the shelf. If something comes back because it's broken, then technically it shouldn't have been sold in the first place, so they'll just throw it out.
Straight back on the shelves now. They'd obviously...
Well, they'll quarantine it, and then it would go back on the shelf, but yeah, you know what I mean. Why are charity shops so expensive now?
I think it's because they need to turn the stock over slower. I genuinely think that. Like, because a lot of places do have to quarantine their stuff. I think because they have to quarantine it, what's on the shop floor is on the shop floor for a week. And then the next week, then they can produce it. And then they'll put the new stock out, which is priced up.
When you look up value of something in charity shop, do you try to hide what you're doing? To be honest, I don't. Like, it's very rare that I ever look something up in charity shop.
I've got some charity shops where you can't get any signal in. It's literally going in and you're buying.
That's what they should do. They should get signal blockers and put them in every charity shop. So all these resellers that have no idea what they're doing, they have to scan everything, are now useless. And I can go in and just grab everything that is good.
The problem with the camera lenses, what we were saying earlier, where like your camera lens is worth a lot, but somebody go off and pick one up thinking it's worth a lot, but they can't research it. They'll bring it back and be like, "Oh, Jay stitched me up here."
True. Oh, that would be funny though. Like, because yeah, I've had that before where like my phone doesn't work in a charity shop because they have like terrible signal in there. But yeah, I don't tend to. It's very rare. Like, I think the last time I did it was there was like 20 FIFAs on the shelf, and I didn't know which was the good year, so I just quickly scanned one that was on the shelf to see if it was the right one, because it was like on 360 or something. It wasn't the right one, but it was worth it in that, because if that was the good one and there was 15-20 of them on this shelf, that would have been a crazy score.
It's 16 and up for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. FIFA 16 and up. 16 would be worth about £5, and then it like pretty much doubles for each one.
You've taken incomplete games back that were unplayable. Yeah, I mean, I've had it before where they've said that they've like checked the board game, and then you get it home and there's like half the things missing, and you're just like, oh, I paid £1, I can't be bothered. But like if I paid like a couple of quid or whatever, it's like take it back.
I think even part games are brilliant. Like if you go in there, you buy Monopoly. In fact, if you look at it, okay,
you make more splitting a Monopoly. It's just so annoying. I hate doing it.
It is annoying, all right, but you can actually make more money from a Monopoly board by splitting it down and selling the parts than you can by selling it whole.
But that's the same as everything, though. You take a car apart, you make more money than...
Yeah, same with Xboxes. I mean, that's what I do with all of my Red Ring Xboxes. Split them down, sell the parts. Because you can make... I can make from a broken Xbox 360 Slim, a Red Ring Xbox 360 Slim, I can make £70 to £80.
I have one of them.
They're easy to do.
I'll sell it to you, 30 quid.
I wouldn't buy it broken, because it is a pain to split them down.
Oh, you're going to make 70 quid.
Yeah. Do you know how long it takes to split the Xbox down? I mean, the shell, like the condition of the shell.
If you're going to make £70, you should give me 30. It's only fair.
I would probably buy it for a £5.
Okay. £10 it's a deal.
It's not worth having it on my store for the spares and repairs, but I don't like to throw things away. So when I do have the Xboxes, I buy a bundle. The Xbox is screwed, I'll split it down. I don't always get told. I get really stitched up sometimes. I
have a loyalty card for my charity shop.
That's brilliant. I love that. I think all charity shops should do that.
I wish that was a thing, yeah.
Reselling would become so much better. It doesn't matter if, like, especially the more experienced resellers, because they'd be like...
Oh my god, imagine if charity shops partnered with fast food. Like, if you... Every time you pay £10, you get a stamp, and then you could go to McDonald's and get a free chips. No, don't do this. Don't do that.
No, that's terrible. I think that's a terrible idea. promoting childhood obesity.
Okay, we'll do Greg's instead. That you get a sausage roll if you spend £100 in a charity shop.
Every £100 you spend.
Or go Costa. That would be a good one. You get a free coffee.
That's a new thing for me. Obviously, now I've quit the Monster. I'm just trying to replace it with Costa Coffee.
Yeah.
But you don't get many. I've got a Costa Coffee machine downstairs now, so I'm happy at that for Christmas.
I only ever get the iced coffee.
Not just mine. It's mine and Lauren's.
Like the milkshakey kind of coffee. I don't get hot coffee. Right, what do we have?
Red Cross charity shops do that.
You mute your phone in the charities because if it ka-chings, you get embarrassed.
I do not get embarrassed. Why would you be embarrassed about making yourself some money?
It's not even about me making money. It's like how much money I give to charity.
But the thing is, they've looked it up and they've priced it up accordingly and put it out on the shelf. Obviously, if you go off and you make loads of money, you're going to carry on going back to that charity shop. They're in the long run.
That's it, yeah.
They're turning stock over quicker, and you're buying a lot more stock from them, giving them more money in the long run.
The charity shops that have fair prices in terms of they're making money, the product is fairly priced for an average person and myself as a reseller. They're the ones that make the most money out of me and everyone else, I think. No one wants to go, as an average human being that doesn't do reselling, they don't want to go in a charity shop and spend £15 on a jacket or £25 on a pair of shoes. Like, they want to go in a charity shop and get it dirt cheap because that's why they're going to a charity shop. So it's not just about us as resellers. Like, when someone commented on my video the other day, like, oh, why are you moaning about the price of stuff in charity shops? And I wasn't really moaning. I just said that the prices had gone up. It was more so the fact that, like, if they keep putting their prices up in like 3 years, 4 years time, these charity shops might like not even exist at all.
Yeah, no, I totally
like
agree.
if they price themselves out of the market so much, then the only thing that's going to be bad is that we're just going to be down 50%, 60% of our charity shops. So
I think location really matters as well. If you're a town centre charity shop, you can price up a bit more. But I went to a charity shop on Christmas Eve. Went to a charity shop on Christmas Eve, and it was out in the sticks. It was literally in the middle of nowhere. It was not like nowhere. There's like an estate local to it, but it's a St Luke's in the middle of nowhere. And I went in there, and they've got some games in a glass cabinet.
yeah,
And they're marked right up. They've got Lego Jurassic World for £10 for the Xbox 360. Then they've got Minecraft for the PlayStation 3 up at £18. It's like, what?
They're not gonna sell that to anyone though.
They're not going to stick around for long. But they have been there for a while. But either way, they're not going to make money there.
I openly check prices. I couldn't give a monkey's. Go for it.
I think, yeah, I totally agree. If you don't feel comfortable with something, then check it. If it's something like you're paying £1 for it, take the risk. It's always worth taking the risk for £1. Like, if it's something you feel, oh, that might be worth some money, I'll risk £1. Pound isn't really much of a risk. I don't really see it as a risk unless it hits over 50 quid.
Yeah.
So I done the big massive gremlin. Obviously, that is a risk. I paid £60 for a teddy bear, big massive gremlin teddy bear, just on the hunch that it might be worth something. And I did. I made £190 out of it. So that was just on a hunch. Don't get no signal in that charity shop. I did research it when I got out, and it was worth a bit of money. It was not as much as I thought. $114. So I wouldn't have made a lot of profit. But my one was brand new, and I obviously listed it for $250 and took $190. So I was happy with that.
Can we get more eating videos like the Xmas sausage roll video? It wasn't a sausage roll, it was a bake. It was a festive bake. But yeah, that was very tasty. I guess you like that.
Fair.
Thought I would put that in the video. Someone liked it, I guess.
On eBay, I might have spoken about this last week. I've got very bad short-term memory.
Dirty shoes.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, you spoke about this last week.
Oh, it amuses me.
I'm up front with the charity shops. I tell them I buy to resell. A couple of shops hold stuff back for me. Exactly. If they never know what you do, then they're never going to be able to help you out in that way. So,
I think contact is
what's
massive.
the word? Like, you have to think about it this way. Like, if you go in a charity shop and they know you're a reseller, they can't run around the shop in front of you putting the prices up because they know you're a reseller. Oh, he's gonna resell that quickly, change the price to double the price. That's not gonna happen. So you're still gonna get, if they know you're a reseller, you go in there, you're still gonna get the same price as everyone else does. The only thing that could change is that if they know what you want, then they can target things towards you, like, oh, keep that aside because that reseller buys all of them, and then he'll come back more often. So
Telling people that you're a reseller really can help you, especially when you start going to places like pawn shops. Independent pawn shops love it because you could go in there and be like, "Yeah, I'm a reseller. How much is that Connect?" And the Connects are a five. Okay, how many have you got? I'll buy all of them. And like, sweet, get rid of all of them. And if I spend over £100, can I get a discount, please? Yeah, sweet, because they want you to spend the money. They want you to spend more and more money, and they have put their prices at a negotiable price at their pawn shop. They're not there to like sell at eBay prices. They're there to sell out their pawn shop prices.
B Max, I know the answer to that question. Why do some CARBOOT sellers say that's worth double than that on eBay? Why don't they sell it on eBay then? That's what I want to say. For one, I have said that to sellers before when they say that to me, sell it on eBay then, I walk off. The reason they do that is because obviously they want to sell it for that price or more. They try and guilt trip you into buying it. The reason why they're not selling it on eBay is because of taxes.
No, not only that. Obviously, if it's their personal belonging, they wouldn't have to pay taxes on that anyway.
No, but this is he's talking about resellers at the car boot sale that will say to you that's worth double that on eBay to try and sell it to you at a high
I
price. You
always
know,
give
like
a lecture. I always open up the lecture. He goes, yeah, but with eBay, you're looking at fees, you're looking at postage. So if you're saying it's worth £10 on eBay and you're not going to take a fiver, but then you look at the fees. So you've got £1 in eBay fees, you've got 50p in your PayPal fees, you've got to post it. Let's just say that's £2. So now we're closer to my £5 offer.
telling them you're a reseller can put you at a disadvantage too. Can you explain how?
Yeah.
I'm not being like rude. I'm just generally.
But telling who, obviously, a
I think
charity
he's talking. He's charity
shop,
shops.
you're a reseller.
The only thing bad that could happen is like they say, oh, we've got resellers coming in, put the price of everything up because of that. But I don't see that happening.
No, especially if you're diverse.
Maybe they then start researching stuff more.
But what I've got to say, I can see what they're saying actually. If you're a video game reseller, that's all you do. You sell video games. You go into the charity shops every time and you always buy their good games for 50p. They're just like, brother, our games are turning over. Let's turn them up to £1 each. It's gone up in price because that's the only thing you're buying.
If you're getting good video games and they're £1, they're still good.
Yeah. But the price is double, so you're making less profit. But what I'm saying, if you go in there and you buy 6 video games, like 2 garments of clothing, 2 CD players, a foot massager, and 6 books, you're so diverse there. They're not going to up the price on everything there.
But then that's not because you've told them you're a reseller. That's because you only buy one thing.
Yeah.
So, and if they knew you as a reseller, they might put aside all their games for you anyway.
If that's what you're concentrating on, yeah.
Yeah.
I have had a shop that did used to store games to a side for me, but they really never had any good games.
Yeah, so, I have shops that put board games behind for me, and they'll phone me up. They'll be like, "We've had these come in. Do you want them?" And they'll phone me. Like, they have my number. They'll ring me, and if I say no, they'll put them out. And if I say yeah, then they keep them. And then I
own at least one, just because I feel quite awkward if I turn up and they got 20 FIFAs stashed behind the shelf for me, all FIFA 10 for the PlayStation 3. It's like, oh, I'll take one of them, but like, I don't need this many of this, because they are putting a conscious effort into trying to help me. So I feel guilty if I didn't buy it.
That's it. Yeah. If you're paying them what they want, then there's no issue. It says he's a reseller. Volunteers in a charity shop. They know he's a reseller. They're grateful for the help.
Jane
And he
Back.
gets first dibs. Yeah, you're the problem, mate, because you're taking all my good stuff before I get there. You're getting first dibs. No, that's good. That's good. If you can get first dibs because you volunteer, you're like tripling up because you're helping a charity shop out by physically being there. You're uh, you're giving them money when you buy the stuff, and you're also getting it before anyone else sees it.
We got it. Oh, where has it gone? I just saw a question. Do you use shops like CEX? I use CEX. I use CEX a lot. Like if I go past it, it's only their window display I look at really.
I hate CEX with a passion. I'll never buy anything in there.
CEX gives you so much information. It tells you what the market's doing. It tells you what they're doing with the market. They're the big ones in the market. Let's just say their PlayStation 1 games were double the price they were last week. I'm looking PlayStation 1 games might be going up. There's something that might be happening. So I'll look into that a bit more. But also with their, like, I did see somebody buy a Pokemon Yellow game in there boxed for the same price they would have sold the Pokemon Yellow cart on its own. And so that was £20, which I think it might have been reseller white boy, I can't remember. But you could have made 50 quid for that. So you can pick up bargains in there, but also you can see what they're doing, watch their prices, see what is growing, see what's coming down in price, see, yeah. And also you get to, if you look in a window, you see that really high-end games like Castlevania PlayStation 1, and that's there for £300. It's like, oh, that's a game I want to look out for. So I use it more of a research tool.
Yep. It's just me. They might put jigsaws away for me, and I go and they're rubbish. I don't like to say no. End up taking them, dumping them, as they're rubbish. You have to learn to say no.
Or take them to a boot sale.
You have to learn as a reseller. You have to learn to say no to a lot of people because you'll get a lot of people that try and help you out. Family, friends. Oh, I've got all this stuff. Do you want it? And at the beginning, you're just like, yeah, okay, like because you're being polite. But then you have to get to a point where you're like, well, actually, you're unfortunately I can't take that if it's no good to me or something like that. So you have to learn to say no.
It's not always fantastic, but
Yeah,
I tend to say yes to everything and throw away what I don't need.
the worst thing is when you're in a charity shop and you pick up loads of stuff. If they don't know that you're a reseller and they go, oh, what are you going to do with these then? That is the worst thing. Because I've had shops before where they didn't know and they're like, oh, what are you going to do with these then? You're put on the spot then because you can't, you have to make something up. Whereas I just say, oh, get selling them, trade them in, like whatever, tell them, put them on eBay. But before, when I first started, I never used to say that, so it was really awkward.
Leave it on top of my post things in the hallway because that doesn't work. So.
Anyway, one more question maybe, and then we have to end because Joe probably needs to go.
Yes.
Before his wife cuts his head off. He'll be here next week with his head on a stick.
Not this one.
On a spear. Oh, okay. Let's not go there.
I already went there. Already done it. I have to
on PS2 on PAL.
As you see, the thing is, I'm completely honest with my family. If somebody sends me a message saying, "Do you want to buy this for this much?" and let's just say I can make 20% on top of it, like, no, not really. But what I would do if I was you is I'd sell it on eBay for this much, and I'll tell them the price they should go off and sell it for.
Yeah.
And I had that recently. I had that with a Wii bundle with, it was one of Lauren's uncles sent me a message about a Wii bundle they had saying, is this worth much? I was going to stick it up on Facebook Marketplace for 40 quid. I was like, well, what you want to do with that is you separate that game, that game, that game, that game. That's 300 quid there. And it's like, what? Then I'll send them screenshots of all the sold. So get that all up on your eBay, especially now because it's going to sell quickly because of Christmas. And it did. They all sold very quickly. At the end of it, they were able to get their daughter what they wanted for Christmas because of one Wii bundle they were going to try and make 40 quid from.
Yeah.
Then making about nearly £500 from. So I think
it must have been a very good Wii bundle.
I could have turned around and bought that off them for the £5. But
I'm off to bed. Okay, good night, dude. I think we're gonna probably call it there anyway. Thank you everyone for watching. Appreciate you all being here. We'll be back, I presume, next week. Are you here next week?
Yes, I'm here next week.
He's here next week, guys. That's good. 3 weeks in a row.
2 months off.
He's got 2 months off, so he should be a guarantee for the next 8 episodes, 7 episodes. If not, I'll replace him with some B-lister. Actually, you're probably C-lister anyway. Let's replace him with a D or an E-lister YouTuber. Maybe I'll get
C-lister.
Well, because Nick and Andrew are A-lister. And then
B-lister.
And then B-lister's George Ross, obviously. So you're C-lister. No?
No, I wouldn't say I'm a C-lister. I'd say like I'm an OG.
An OG? Well, you weren't OG, were you? Because you only come about 8 months ago.
No, I was here last January, February, March.
When was your first video?
March last year.
Okay.
Let's have a quick look. I come just before the boom of all the new resellers. I think George Ross was at like 2,000 subscribers when I started YouTube. Let's have a little look. Managed videos. When was my first ever video?
I'm joking about the tiers, by the way, guys. I'm not actually tiering people. I'm just making a joke. Great stream, gents. Good night all. Yeah, thank you, everyone. We will see you next week. I don't know yet what the subject will be. It will be reselling something.
Get in Discord, and if there's any subjects you want to talk about, make it known.
Yeah, jump in the Discord. Let's see if we actually I can't check Discord right now because otherwise the cameras will disappear. Let me check on my phone, see if anyone's joined. Let's have a look.
I don't think anyone. No, actually, I don't have notifications on.
No, I don't think anyone's joined today. You should, though. If you're not in the Discord already, get in. Anyway, that's it, because we've said goodbye about 20 times. So thank you. Please do drop a like if you haven't already. Subscribe. Oh, all those dislikes miraculously disappeared.
That's because I told you it's one person.
It was up to like 24 at one point.
It's my phantom stalker that's following me onto your channel.
I'm kind of disappointed. I like the dislikes.
If I could give those dislikes a thumbs up, I would.
Imagine if you could do that. Like, you could see people's dislikes. You just like leave a thumbs up next to it. They're like, damn it. every 10 likes counteracts a dislike. So you could get like positive likes and like negative dislikes.
Oh, it's all stalkery and creepy, really, at the end of the day.
I don't care. If they've taken the time to come dislike, then I'm happy.
But the thing is, they've taken their time to make 16 accounts and dislike, because YouTube would not remove those dislikes unless they all showed up as the same IP address.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, guys. Before we go end up off topic talking about bloomin' stalkers for the 3rd time today. We will see you guys next week. I'm going to switch it back to the start screen and then we'll end it from there because obviously there's a delay. So when you see the start screen, that's the end of the stream. So thank you everyone for watching and we'll see you guys next week. And I still forgot to put your link in the description because I am lazy.
Type in Closet Geek, you'll find me.
There we go. Thank you everyone. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.